Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Long Dark. My name's Joe. We're going to be doing a quick walkthrough through the game real quick. Basically, they're going to be doing a rather large update for this game in the next couple of days here, basically adding quite a bit more area as well as some more features and I believe even more wildlife. So what I wanted to do was kind of just run through the areas that are currently in the game real quick for people who maybe haven't played it yet. Also, I'll include a little bit of how-to and tutorial and certain things. We'll go ahead and go into the story, not the story, sorry. Story mode is not available in alpha, but it will be when the game is completed. So you gotta go into sandbox, and there are 3 modes to play in currently. This basically being almost insta-death. I lasted about 5 minutes and then got just torn apart by a wolf. I have seen people make it much longer, and it's very impressive. It's pretty difficult to play. This is where I like to play. It's Voyager. You do get some risk from the wildlife and things like that. But for the sake of this video, being that we're just kind of doing a quick run through the areas that are currently in the game before the update comes out, I'm going to go ahead and play on Pilgrim. There are no risks as far as wildlife. You can fall and kill. You do still need to eat, but everything happens at a much slower pace. So this is more if you just kind of want to go in and explore the map. We'll go ahead and start off at the Mystery Lake. From the Mystery Lake you can move on to the Coastal Highway. And from the Coastal Highway, I believe the update is supposed to stem off of there. So that's why I'm kind of going this direction. One of my earliest recordings was on this game, and I actually overheated my computer while making the recording. And did a little bit of permanent damage. It never seemed to run quite right after that. So I'd like to say thank you to my friend Mike, who actually let me borrow his older gaming rig that he had at his house. So I am now actually playing that on his computer and doing the recording off of his rig here. So thanks again, Mike. You get one of these quotes every time you go into the game here. On the long enough line, the survival rate for everyone drops to 0. Okay. Not quite sure where I am right now. You don't start with much. All of your equipment here, you have a little bit of antibiotics, a little bit of anesthetic. Basically, a basic survival kit is all you have with you. And I believe you actually don't have as much if you start on a more difficult setting, but I may be wrong. This menu is where you do all your crafting, repairing, harvesting. You could forage for wood here. When you harvest, you're talking about dismantling things that you currently have in your inventory to get other pieces, like tearing apart a shirt to get cloth, or taking apart shoes to get leather. Won't go into that too much right now. This is mostly just going to be an exploration of this side of the map, and then the Coastal Highway, and then we will move on from there when the update comes out into the new area. So I kind of just need to find my bearings real quick. The game offers a little bit of guidance when you start off in a certain area. You know, you usually just want to kind of follow the path of least resistance will lead you to something. I think I just did a big loop here, but I kind of wanted to look around real quick. I'm going to head the way that the trees are cut. I'm assuming that that's probably closer to civilization. Again, like I said, I'm not 100% familiar with where I'm at right now. I haven't played this game for a little bit. I had played it for a while. I kind of felt like I was not getting to a stopping point, but you know, the story mode's not out yet, and I think your survival at this point is not limited by the game itself, just by time. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we got a stove. Okay, so we got some firewood. I got a hatchet. That's handy. Let's keep following this. We'll go this way. I like the art style of this game. It's, you know, not done up like your current survival games are going, like H1Z1 and DayZ and those games. Their graphics are kind of a totally different way of going at it than this game does, but this game sets a certain atmosphere with the way that it looks. I think I know where I am. Yes, I do. So this is the end of the line for the railroad. There is some stuff we can get up here. You can't get through. This is the end of the map. It's tunnel collapse. Sometimes there's more stuff here, sometimes there's less. See, in any other gaming mode right now, I would be horrified because wolves are death. But on Pilgrim, they don't attack, so...
I could use this.
Nice. I like having that. You don't have to always use up your matches. Loot in this game does not respawn. So, wildlife does. So my recommendation when playing it, if you're really trying to survive for the longest time possible, is try to save canned food and canned meat and bagged food and stuff like that as long as you can. Sometimes some of it will like start to spoil, and it's good to just kind of eat it before it goes bad. But you can always hunt for more meat. You can hunt to make more snares and stuff. So I mean, I believe you can pretty much survive for almost unlimited, but you will get down to a point where things start getting scarce. There's only a certain amount of ammo in the whole map, so you got to make that ammo count. You really don't want to just be taking pot shots at deers and missing. First time I tried to aim with this game, it's got iron sights, no kind of scope. It can be a little difficult, especially when you're trying to get close enough to a deer to take a shot, and they like to run away from you. One thing I have noticed is they do run away from you in pretty much a straight line, so if you are low on ammo, you actually can drive a deer towards a wolf and use the wolf to kill the deer for you. And once the wolf kills the deer, you can move in if you have a flare, scare the wolf off, or you can either wait it out. However, the longer you wait, it does the carcass does start to freeze, as well as the meat can go bad too. So, plus if the wolf is eating it, there's not as much for you when you get there. And birds flying around like that almost always mean a dead body. What do we have here? Max's last... Oh, Max. It looks like you didn't make it, Max. Ugh. Bones sticking out. Sorry, Max. Nothing on you, huh? Well, no wonder you didn't make it. So the weather's starting to come in. But I know we're close to one very important structure in the game, so we're going to go check that one out first. Oh man, look at those deer right there. I have no gun. And there's no way to use like a hatchet or a knife to melee. If you do get attacked by a wolf and you have a hunting knife, you can use it, but it's a strictly defensive weapon. You actually have to get attacked first before you can use the weapon. Fir firewood you use for crafting and repairs, as well as making fires. So I try to save all the fir firewood I can find. And some of you may recognize this. This is the house from the main screen of the game. The Trapper's Homestead. This place has a ton of loot in it. Always does. And sometimes even a rifle. Let's see. If I look to the right, will the rifle be there? Yes. It's there. Okay. Jerry can. We got lantern fuel. Don't really need a lantern in here because it's so bright, which is another great thing about this particular house. I did at one point make my base here for a while. Only thing that I did find is it is quite a bit of ways from the railroad, and it is also like over a hill and down through an area, so it's a little far from there. Oh, cool. Ammunition too. 5 rounds. So it's a great place because you can literally walk out the front door and shoot a deer. But the problem with it is you're so far away from everything else, and you are completely at the opposite end of the map for any time you want to venture into the coastal highway. So if you were to make this your permanent homestead and you're going out to the rest of the map to scavenge, you kind of set yourself at the totally far end. And at this point you're setting her at the far end away from where the expansion's going to be, so I mean I don't even know if I would want to do that.
What have we here?
Better check on how I'm doing here. Yeah, see on this mode there's really everything takes a long time to happen to you. You can use the stove to melt snow. I don't know why, but I believe you have to melt it and then boil it. I may be wrong, but I think you have to. Empty locker. Okay. Candy bar. Accelerant.
That'll come in handy.
Well, that's nice. I don't think I've ever found that before. Plastic container. Gloves. In the drawer. Okay, so then we'll take...
I could use this.
Okay, so you can quick equip the rifle by hitting number 3. R is reload. Holds 5 rounds. Holds 6 rounds, actually. Put that away for now.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
There's a lot of food in this one this time. Okay, we're going to go into the safe. Now, if this takes a long time, I'm going to edit it out, because you kind of have to do this one by one. Okay. So, go the other direction. Like I said, if this takes a long time, I'll edit it out. If I happen to get to the second tumbler here pretty quick, then it won't be too bad, but... it's debatable. We'll see. Might edit this out. Come on. If we get to that last one here in the next second or two, I won't edit it out. Oh, there it is. That's borderline. I'll have to check it in the video. Let's see here. Rifle round. Really? That was kind of a letdown. Other loot that's inside, like that stuff, and in these areas, it spawns completely randomly. It does seem to be like certain things are almost always in certain spots. Like I mean, obviously you'll always find a gun on a gun rack, or you'll only find a gun like on a gun rack, or sometimes you find it laying in the snow. But I've been in this cabinet and found totally different stuff than I did right now. So I think I have pretty much everything from in here. I'm going to take a quick look around, just double check, because we're going to be moving on from here. As long as the weather allows. And then hopefully... yeah, okay, I've checked everything in here pretty much. We're going to go ahead and leave as long as I can see. Okay, yeah, weather's getting worse, but I can still see, so... I'm going to do my best to get back to the railroad tracks here as quickly as possible. One of the reasons I like being close to the railroad tracks is even in the worst weather, you have a straight line to follow. It's much more difficult to get lost that way. and there are many big houses and camps for you to stay for the night right off of the railroad tracks. Not like this one, which is kind of a venture. So that's going to be Max. Sorry, you're not having a good day, Max. I'm really interested to see how story mode ends up working out in this game. You gotta be careful when you're walking down steep inclines like this. You kind of want to do it at a angle. If you tend to like just run straight down and you're sprinting, you can sprain your ankle. And spraining your ankle immediately makes you walk instead of run, which takes you from this sprinting here to like this. And it takes forever to get everywhere. But again, like I was saying, on this mode, on the current mode I'm playing on the Pilgrim, I think it's called not too much threat to you. Kind of takes a little bit of the game away, to be honest with you, but well, like I said, I'll be switching back. This is mostly just to show everyone what's in the game so far. Now, one area I am not going to look for right now is the Prepper's Cache. It's also something I actually haven't found in the game yet at all. But I won't be looking for it right now. I know it can spawn in many different locations, and I've been told there are maps that people have created to show you the different locations, but I mean, this is kind of an exploration game. I mean, I've learned where stuff is mostly just by exploring and remembering where everything is. I don't really like looking at the maps. I think it takes a little bit out of the game, especially when the game's an exploration game. I mean, it's what you play it for. Survive and explore. But if I go eternally without finding it on my own, then I'll probably end up looking at a map, to be honest. But I don't feel like I've exhausted my searching methods yet. Okay, so we're starting to get some snow. This was probably my personal favorite house to stay in, is the camp office. You're close to the lake, where you have wildlife out there. You have cabins to look through. There's holes for ice fishing. So, I mean, you're kind of set there. You're really close to the railroad tracks. They're just right there. And it's a pretty large place. It's actually, I think, bigger inside than it is outside. But like I said, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. This is where you do your crafting. I don't really have enough of anything to do crafting right now. Okay, reclaimed wood. I'm gonna leave that there for right now. This is all like tinder and fire starting supplies. You can. Do I not have one? Oh, maybe there's one in here. There it is.
What have we here?
Storm lantern. So I picked up a jerry can of fuel, but I never picked up storm lantern. That's fine. Let's see what we got. I thought that was ammo. Can opener. That's one thing you really want to find in this game. You find a lot of canned food, and you lose a lot of it if you're getting it open by any other means.
That'll come in.
You can search every drawer on these filing cabinets, not just one. That's where you can melt your snow, boil your water. So this was my personal favorite. I felt like this was the best house to stay in. You had fireplace upstairs, fireplace downstairs.
I could use this.
Close to the lake, close to cabins, close to places to scavenge. And then, like I said, importantly for me is close to the railroad tracks, so you can find your way even in the worst of weather. Okay. We seem to have kind of stripped this place out. If I miss anything, just go ahead and yell at me in the comments. I miss stuff all the time. Like I almost missed that.
Hope nobody
Can you
needs
believe
this
that?
anymore.
Missed the big red box on the wall. Okay, so I think we... Oh, see? And if any of you got any other tips for this game, go ahead, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. And if you enjoy the video, go ahead and please give it a like. Let's see here. What time is it? 3:35 p.m. See, it seems like it's later than it says. Let's see here. I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and call this video for now. Again, this was The Long Dark. My name's Joe. Appreciate you watching the video. Go ahead and give my channel a subscription if you enjoy what you see. Leave comments, leave suggestions. Give the video a like. And I'll see you next time.